welcome. Like to welcome you to the Chinese space mission for the Einstein Probe. This is going to be mainly, well, here, let me see. This is going to be mainly my commentary, given the fact that the Chinese broadcast is indeed in Chinese. Um, so there's not a lot of useful information going on right now um, from the Chinese program. So I'll be doing most of the coverage. So tonight's mission is the Einstein Probe. Um, the launch window is 2:20 a.m. and let's see, Eastern time. It is the CASC, and it is on a Long March 2C rocket to the Chinese government. The price on this is estimated to be $30.8 million, and it can supposedly take 2,850 kilos to low Earth orbit. It's a two-stage rocket standing 42 meters tall and the fairing 8.37 meters in diameter. The liftoff thrust of this specific rocket is 2,962 kilonewtons. Uh, Payload to GTO, which is geostationary transfer orbit, is about 1,000 kilos. And the fairing diameter is 3.35 meters. So that's what we have. I know, right? I know, right? Um, so the Einstein Probe is a Chinese wide field X-ray observatory for detecting high energy flashes of cataclysmic cosmic events. This includes tidal disruption events, stars pulled apart by supermassive black holes, supernovae, and high energy electromagnetic counterparts of gravitational wave elements. The spacecraft, weighing about 1,400 kilos, will be launched into a 600-kilometer high low inclination orbit. The probe's instruments include a wide field X-ray telescope with a field of view of 3,600 square degrees. And I believe they're calling it a lobster eye, is what I read earlier. It's it shows quite a bit of space. Oh yeah, next paragraph. Employing cutting-edge lobster eye optics to view X-ray events more deeply and more widely than previously possible. Um, and a follow-up X-ray telescope, FXT, developed in collaboration with Europe, that performs follow-up detailed observation as soon as WXT detects an X-ray event. The Einstein Probe mission is managed by NSSC with participation from CAS, NAOC, the Institute of High Energy Physics, the Shanghai Institute of Technical Physics, the Innovation Academy for Microsatellites, a spacecraft manufacturer that previously produced space science and Boidu navigation spacecraft. The ESA is contributing to the mission with a mirror module for the FXT instrument, as well as ground station and science management support. The FXT instrument is also supported by Germany's Max Planck Institute for Extraterrestrial Physics. So that's what we got going on. So is launching from LC3 or Launch Complex 3, the Zhaichang Satellite Launch Center in China. This will be the 7th orbital launch attempt in 2024 for any company. It will be the 75th mission for the Long March 2C and the first mission of 2024. So we went through the stats of the rocket, went through the stats of the mission, and went through all the stats of everything that is connected to it. So I'm just looking through. Again, the actual sound is not going to be very beneficial for us. We're kind of playing this one by ear. Um, it is a Chinese broadcast, and I do not speak Chinese, but I speak English. And if it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button. Please stay a while. I cover all the rocket launches that go up. I'm a big fan of spaceflight, and I look forward to having you. Um, so a little bit more about the rocket. Uh, there, there are different payload capacities and stuff like that that we have out here. The propellant mass on the first stage is about 162,000 kilos. And that's powered by 4 YF-21C engines developed by the Chinese government. The maximum thrust is 2,961.6 kilonewtons. And it has a specific impulse of 2,556.5 meters per second. So it has a dinitrogen tetroxide and UDMH propellant. So that is I'm assuming that's going to be a solid rocket propellant, but I'm not 100% sure. And the second stage has the same kind of propellant, dinitrogen tetroxide and UDMH. The second stage has one YF-24E vacuum optimized. The maximum thrust on that is 741.4 kilonewtons and a specific impulse of 2,922.37 meters per second. There's an optional third stage, and I believe we have the optional third stage on this specific mission. Has a height of 1.5 meters, diameter of 2.7, has a propellant mass of 125 kilos, and that is a solid engine HCPB with a specific impulse of 2,804 meters per second and 10.78 kilonewtons of thrust. So just a little extra to get it in the correct parking orbit or the correct orbital inclination for deployment. So this is the rocket we're looking at, and this is the launch site that they've selected for tonight's mission. When it gets closer, we'll listen back into the audio. Yeah, why not? We'll go now. Apparently, there's not a whole lot going on right now. We're likely not going to get much data out of this one. We're not going to get any telemetry or anything like that. But we should see the rocket clear the tower and make it into orbit. Hopefully. I would not be shocked if it quickly goes to a simulation, as many of the Chinese rockets do. So again, hey, what's up, Linda? I guess I could say hi to everybody as we're going. Hi, Shani. Hi, HT. Daza. Hello, hello. Scad, what's up? And that looks everybody here.
降，明白。38要降，幺洞5降。
No idea what they're talking about. No idea. So as you can see, it looks like we're still trending in the correct direction. I cannot read anything on that computer screen or that screen there. I have no idea what they're saying. We're playing this by ear, and there's no.
明白。降。明白。降。明白。降。
Dang, that sucks, Scad. I hope you're okay.
这样，明白。我是文昌，请上请讲。文昌明白。三
No,
动
no,
讲
I'm waiting for. I'm like, I know what they're saying because I don't.
明白。
So, they have added aerodynamic grid fins.
三讲，明白。这样，明白。这样，
It almost
Feedback.
sounds like a go no go poll if I didn't
Yeah.
know any better. That's seems to be what it
明白。
potentially is.
这样，明白。
So, like we said earlier, this is in coordination in part with ESA or the European Space Agency, as well as the Max
做对
Planck.，
我是文昌，1分钟准备。
Max Planck's Research Center in Germany. Probably why they have named it the Einstein Probe
50秒，
in honor of one of the suppliers. It looks like it. Good to see you, Walter. How are you?
40秒，
I think it's on a loudspeaker. Like I think it's on one of those radio tower loudspeakers.
20秒， 10、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1，点火。
So, anyways, and we have liftoff.
起飞。
A little early.
T 0 2动时58分51秒6动9毫秒，2动时58分51秒6动9毫秒。
So I assume all those pieces coming off of it are designed for that because we can see inner stages. And obviously switching to a thermal camera of some sort. So anyways, they added aerodynamic grid fins, much like we see on Falcon 9s for aerodynamic guidance, because as we know that the Chinese space program did have the issue of dropping boosters in heavily populated areas because of where they're launching the craft from. They often land without an uncontrolled descent, and such a big rocket. They often land in populated areas. This is not me. This is their feed. So.
双层光学雷达分别正常。东风光学雷达跟踪正常，遥测将正常，东风飞行正常。
To my knowledge, SCAD, and I don't know a lot about the Chinese space program, to be honest. But to my knowledge, it's a ballistic missile that was repurposed. So that's probably why it's such a slow mover, because you're carrying a heavier payload with a longer specific impulse. Much like we did in the United States with our Redstone program, Mercury Redstone. We basically turn ballistic missiles into rockets to take to space. He could have, Shenny. He could have. Linda, I thought you were on the East Coast with me. You're not?
员抛整流道，抛整流道。
I have zero idea what we're looking at. I'm gonna be honest.
双程雷达跟踪正常。
I try to hit everything. I really do. I'm a newer channel. I used to do it in coordination with another channel, where I had a wide variety of topics on it. But the idea with the new channel was just to strictly focus on launches and space news. So welcome to the channel, and yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, I haven't missed one yet. Knock on wood. Try and get to as many as I possibly can. So. I mean, they already had the aerodynamic properties. They already had the things we needed. So why not use them? So. I think chat. You'll have to correct me, but I think on the other channel, I've done a few of the Chinese launches, especially if it's manned. I especially do those ones. So yeah, no problem. The Chinese program is also making various upgrades to their facilities, and again, this is on their feed. And as you can see, it's a much cleaner, more well put together viewing area.
东方雷达跟踪正常，遥测角正常，东方飞行正常。
欢迎来到我们的直播间。
That's true, and the one before, I still contend that it blew up when the astronauts landed. There was a flash there for sure. Yeah, yep. There were at least one manned, if not two. What we're looking at is, it looks like we're looking at that second stage out over the engines. Again, once we get into the vacuum optimization, you get bigger engine bells because you have further expansion, less pressure, and so you can get away with the bigger bells. As we can see, they're heating up. You can see the Earth in the background. Yeah. Yep. I don't get the music, but you turn that down because we're not going to get much more useful information. Oh, you live in the big valley in California. Okay. Huh. Well, again, like our Mercury program was the same way. I mean, it was so tight in there. There was nothing else going in that capsule. So.
屏幕前的朋友，大家好！现在是北京时间8月3日上午，欢迎来到我们的直播间，来一起通过直播这样的形式来共同见证我们风云3号 F 星的发射全过程。我是主持人卢健，我旁边这位胡秀清老师，我需要特别跟大家介绍一下，他就是风云3号极轨卫星地面系统总设计师。胡总好。
卢健好，大家好。
跟大家先介绍一下，在我们一会儿正式切到卫星发射 直播现场的镜头之前呢，会先来通过这样一个大约10分钟的言简意赅的访谈，来对这颗实力不俗的 F 星有一个基本的了解。这样呢，我们10分钟之后就可以搭配更多的知识、更多的感情，来更好的见证这样一个发射的过程。好的，话不多说，那我们就把收集到的5个问题来一起交给胡总。第一个问题的关键词是加速。
Okay, and so the words I was looking at said they were ending the broadcast there, which is not uncommon. So yeah, I think they're just going to talk about the success of the mission. Let's see this one land. This one is not going to land. The main stage and the second stage will come back to Earth. But they will not land. They will not be a propulsive landing, and this one does not have humans on it. So this is a satellite that will orbit until it can't orbit anymore, till its orbit degrades, and it will likely burn back up in the atmosphere. So, but yeah, like I said, it's always cool to see rocket programs from everywhere. We've seen the Indian space program, we've seen the Chinese space program, some of the ones, the Ariane 5s. Of course, we watched ULA last night, SpaceX whenever I can. So, but yeah, yeah, this one's just gonna land somewhere, and that's what I was saying with the addition of the grid fins was to stop it because they were having significant issues in where it was landing, and sometimes it was it was detrimental to humans on the ground. So I don't actually know where the population centers are in China, but I know that we're having issues with that. So the guidance fins are just to steer it away from population centers, so there's not impact on humans on the ground. But yeah, so good job for the CSA, Chinese Space Program. It's always fun to see different launches all over the world, and like I would say, I'm always excited to see any space program or any country that is able to launch anything, frankly. And this one looks like a pretty cool X-ray satellite with some new technologies. So I'm looking forward to it. If I hear any more information, good, bad, or otherwise, I will certainly let you know. But that is going to be it for me tonight. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe. Please hit that like button. I cover them all. And I hope to see you guys for the next one, which will be scheduled right now. It will be the Falcon 9 Starlink 710 mission out of Vandenberg Space Force Base in California tomorrow night at about midnight Eastern. Until then, have a good night, and I hope to see you all soon. Take care, everybody.